is just having packets. And what I'm about to show you is pretty easy with a packet, but I know some of you now utilize your Chromebooks for everything, so I'm going to do my best here. All right, I'm going to do my best because what I'm going to show you is a heck of a lot easier to do on paper than on your Chromebook. So, but it works still. We did it first period with people who had Chromebooks, and it worked great. So, all right, so let's talk rotations. First, how do I know a rotation's going on? I got a symbol, a notation. Remember, reflection was lowercase r, and I said, no, you never put uppercase R for reflection. That's because it's for a rotation. So uppercase R, there we go, uppercase R for rotation. And then I'm going to ask you guys to rotate a certain degree measure. That degree measure will be the subscript. So for instance, I may ask you to rotate 90 degrees. Now, here's the first question that comes to mind. Which way? Because couldn't I rotate 90 degrees this way? Or I could rotate 90 degrees this way, correct? All right, before I go into which way is which, I always have to do this every year, and I get it. The difference between clockwise and counterclockwise. Just look at the clock. Okay, everyone ready here? Same thing at home. Here you go. Clockwise or counterclockwise? Clockwise, yes, this is clockwise. And you'll see me abbreviate it just CW. That direction would be? Counterclockwise, right? Opposite of what the clock does. And you'll see me abbreviate this CCW, counterclockwise. All right, it's big. You know, you get some people may laugh, but some people struggle with it. I just say, look at the clock. Look at the clock. All right, so if I ask you to rotate positive 90, that means I'm asking you to rotate 90 degrees. Ready for this? Counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. And some of you say, well, wow, that's actually opposite of what I thought. Where it comes from, honors kids, you guys know your quadrants at all? Where 1, 2, 3, 4 are? Where's 1? Top. Right? Where's 2? Top left. Do you see what type of direction they're going in? Your quadrants are labeled in a counterclockwise direction. So that's the way we rotate when it's positive. When would we rotate clockwise? Good question. We're going to rotate clockwise when the angle is negative. So if I ask you to rotate negative 90, you'd be going 90 degrees clockwise. All righty? So how the heck do I actually rotate? How do I actually find the point I end up with after I rotate? Well, let's try an example. So I'll give you guys a minute here. Go ahead, draw a triangle DEF in the correct points for me. Bless you. Thank you. All right, we have it graphed. I'm asking you to rotate this triangle 90 degrees counterclockwise, so positive 90, counterclockwise. Everybody all right? So here's my first question. Where should E prime end up in what quadrant? If it's in quadrant 2 right now, and I want you to go 90 degrees counterclockwise, what quadrant should it end up in, Atticus? 3. Everyone agrees? I'm just trying to get a visual of, and where should F prime and D prime end up? In what quadrant F prime and D prime? Second quadrant. All right, so let's just get a visual of that. All right, E prime should be in the third, F and D should be in the second. All right, where exactly? I'm going to make this a physical activity here. And you guys with Chromebooks can still do this. You're going to take your paper and literally rotate it yourself 90 degrees in a counterclockwise direction. So everybody at home here, I'm going to do my best. All right, if I go counterclockwise, should I be turning my paper 1/4 turn to the left or 1/4 turn to the right? Counterclockwise, everyone. Counterclockwise. 1/4 turn to the left. Okay, you guys could say it. It's all right. 1/4 turn to the left. So everyone take your packet or fold your Chromebook down and turn it 1/4 turn to the left. Now in front of you, you have a new XY axis. Where's point D right now? Count for me. Where's point D on your new XY axis? -3, positive. Everyone sees that right now. D is at -3, +2. Jot that down on your paper right now. Don't turn it back yet, just jot it down. Point D is -3, 2. So that's going to be where D prime is. Where's E right now? So I can jot that down. Where is point E right now on your new XY axis that you're looking at? Over -6, -1. Everyone agrees? Everyone sees where I'm looking at. Keep jotting them down. F prime. -6, up 2, +2. Does everyone see those coordinates of what you're looking at right now? Okay, we wrote them down. Go back to the original graph and graph it now. Okay, turn your paper back to the original and go ahead and graph it. And you will see the triangle has been rotated 90 degrees. So I'm going to physically have you guys rotate your paper or Chromebooks. Okay, that triangle has now been rotated 90 degrees in a counterclockwise direction. How do you know it's exactly 90? Here's where the 90 comes from, kids. Everyone very lightly right now. Very lightly. Anytime I ask you to rotate, you're going to rotate around our origin. You're going to rotate around our origin. So here's what I want you to do. Everyone take point D, connect it to the origin, and then connect D prime to the origin. See that angle you just made? Guess its angle measure. 90 degrees. So do you see how you just rotated point D through a 90-degree angle right there? Okay? So that's where that 90 comes from. You connect the origin to a pre-image and an image, and it'll make that angle measure. Questions here? Because I still want to go over a couple other things before I move on. Any questions? Anybody at home? I'm going to physically rotate my paper. All right. Now, go ahead, Sophia.
Oh, sorry.
Nope.
Just when I have the paper sideways, that just means that the writing sideways. I mean,
Do what you got to do.
I'm rather than sideways.
Do what you got to do. All right. Now, what other angle measures could I have you rotate other than 90? Because I am going to ask more than 90. Well, let's think about it. Here you go, everyone. Ready? You just did 1/4 turn to the left was 90. What if I do 2/4 turns? So I could ask for 180. Uh-oh. What about 3/4 turns? I could also ask for 270. So 90, 180, 270, and the negative versions of each two. Because that means we'd be going clockwise. All right? Now I get it. Some of you may feel uncomfortable rotating it, and you're unsure of yourself. I get it. That's fine. I am not going to force you to rotate your paper to give me these coordinates. So down below on your first page, what I did is I wrote the rules out for you if you want to memorize the rules instead. All right, so if you rotate 90 degrees, that's the same as flipping the coordinates and changing the sign and multiplying the first one by -1. If you want to rotate 180, that's the same as just multiplying each coordinate by -1. That's up to you. I don't like memorizing because remember, already you guys have to memorize for me. What do you do to the coordinates when you reflect over y equals x? And what do you do with the coordinates when you reflect over y equals -x? There's two already I'm having you be responsible for. So if you want to remember these three rules, fine. If you want to rotate your paper, fine. Just make a decision. Make a decision. Before I move on, you guys that are going to memorize the rules, I want to just make sure 90-degree rotation is the same as a rotation of -270. Think about it. 1 to the left, wouldn't that be in the same spot if I did 3 to the right? You guys that want to memorize the rules, rotation of 180 is the same as a rotation of -180. You end up in the same spot. And then a rotation of 270, 3 turns to the left would be the same as rotation of -90. Okay? So if you're going to memorize the rules, there they are. Omni, what's up?
Will you ever ask for a rotation of -180 since they're the same thing?
Maybe. Just to see where your head's at. Sure. Yep. So it doesn't really, there you don't even have to worry about, which way do I turn? Just turn twice. Everyone all right? So there's our rotations with a point. We'll get back to that. What I want to do with you now is, I love these. Take a 2-dimensional figure, rotate it. What's the 3-dimensional figure become? Oh, I love this. Kids are like, what? I can't see. What are you talking? What's that shape called? All right, so first one up, I got a triangle. Line L is going to stay right where it is. And I'm just going to rotate that triangle around as quick as I can. So it's pretend you're holding on to line L and you're just like rotating that thing with that noise too. All right, you're just rotating that thing around, holding line L right where it is. Don't yell anything out. What 3D figure would be formed? I start rotating that triangle all the way around, all the way around, all the way around. It's not a triangle anymore. It's a 3-dimensional figure called a I don't like to think about things in my head. Maybe you guys are with me. So I like the visual display of it. So here you go. You guys can't, the triangle's kind of on the other side, so you can't see it, but everyone ready for the rotation around the line? Oh, how about that bad boy? One more time? Yeah, sure. Rotating it all the way around the line. Anybody know what that's called? Cone. There you go. So when I rotate a triangle around a fixed line, it is a cone. So let's make sure we say cone. And let's draw this cone. There is my cone. How about that? Nice. What about if I did a square or a rectangle? Doesn't matter. It's going to make the same thing. So think about it. Now you're rotating that square or rectangle all the way around the line, all the way around the line, all the way around the line. What is that sucker called? Think you got it?
Cylinder?
Think we got it? Is it a cylinder? Rectangular solid, somebody said in my first period class, but I just think he was just throwing out words. Here you go, ready? Let me move that up. Let me move that. There you go. Okay, here we go. Rotating it around that line. Oh, look at that bad boy, huh? That is called yep, that is a cylinder, yep. So I rotate that all the way around, I get a cylinder. Woo! Looking great. How do I draw a cylinder? What about that circle? One more time. Oh, is that what a ball? If you don't know the official word for it. All right, here you go. There it is. Ready to go? This circle here, the one that's shaded in. Look at that. Yes, yes, there it is, the sphere. When I rotate it all around. Okay, the sphere. This is awful. There you go. Nice. Little rotation of 2D objects. What's it make? Perfect. All right, any issues there?
Is that something like that going to be on the test, or is this?
Probably not. Probably not. I'll probably just have you stick to rotations of triangles on a graph, everything on a graph. Yep. All right, so here it is. Here's the big finale today, kids. We have done reflections, translations, rotations. Let's do them all in one problem. Oh, some of you are just at D right now, and you're like, is he quadruple prime? Is he for real? Yes, I am. Welcome to honors. All right, bunch of whiners in here. You know what I'll have to do if I hear whining, right? We can pick up the phone, little whine 11, right, kids? What's going to come to school when I call whine 11? The ambulance, right? Yep. That's what I tell my daughter all the time. Stop your whining. Suck it up. Dad, you're not funny at all. Okay, well, better be in than funny looking. All right. So let's do this. I got a reflection, a translation, a rotation, and another reflection to do. So if you haven't done so already, let's get ABC up. 2, 1. 6, 4. 8, 1. All right, ready? A prime, B prime, C prime, the reflection of triangle ABC in the x-axis. Go ahead, kids. X-axis. In the x-axis. Please don't mistake it for the y. X-axis only. Make sure you start calling it A prime, B prime, C prime. Directions, directions, directions. Graph and state the coordinates. So your graph's not good enough for me here. I'm going to reach out to somebody and ask you for your coordinates as well. If it said graph, yeah, the graph alone is fine. But now I said state, yes, I need you to write down what A prime, B prime, C prime actually are. Got my cheat sheet. We're good. Let's start it off here. Emily, when you're ready, Emily, let me know A prime, B prime, C prime.
A prime is 1, -1.
Hold on. 1, -1?
Oh no, 2, -1.
2, -1. There you go. How about B prime?
6, -4.
C prime, finish it.
8, -1.
Got it. All right, perfect. There's a good reflection through the x-axis. Hey, everybody, you got to start reading carefully now. Because when I go to part B, how many triangles do you have on your graph right now? 2. So you better pay attention to which one am I going to transform right now? The original or the prime one? Read carefully. This one says the image of A prime, B prime, C prime. So I'm going to translate the one I just made, A prime, B prime, C prime. All right, it says -6, -2. Where are you moving that triangle? Somebody tell me from yesterday's class. -6, -2. Emma, where am I going to move this triangle?
6 to the left and 2 down.
You got it. Let's do it, everyone. Left 6, down 2, and then state the coordinates. And we're calling this double prime now, double prime. When you're ready, let me know what the coordinates are as you write them down here. Lucas, when you're ready.
A prime is
Double prime.
A double prime is -4, -3.
Yep.
B double prime is 0, -6. C double prime is 2, -3.
Okay. There you go. Okay, you guys have been on easy street so far. Now we get a little tougher. Now let's go rotations. I'm going to rotate the A double prime, B double prime, C double prime triangle 90 degrees clockwise. Clockwise. So I'll do it with you right now if you're going to turn your paper. If not, look back at the rules and see the rule for 90 degrees clockwise, which would be -90. Rotation of -90 here because I'm going clockwise. You guys are going to turn your paper. You're going to turn it to the right, a quarter turn, or to the left for 90. Turn it to the right or to the left, 90. To the right, 1/4 turn to the right. And what I would recommend is write down the coordinates first. So look at where your A double prime, B double prime, C double prime triangle is. Write down the coordinates now, and then go back and graph them. Your coordinates should be moving in a clockwise direction. So A double prime should probably be in quadrant 2. B double prime should probably be on the x-axis, and C double prime should be in the 3rd quadrant. One-quarter turn to the right because it's clockwise. Or if you're going to remember the rule, this is a rotation of -90. You good? Now you look at, okay, right down in that quarter second. Yep, clockwise. Everyone all right on this one? This one's a little trickier. Make sure the double prime triangle did move clockwise like the clock. All right, let me know those coordinates when you're ready. Sinjin, when you're ready, let me know your coordinates, please.
Wait, which one is it? A prime or A double?
This is we're on part C, triple prime.
-3/4 for A triple prime.
Yep, B triple prime.
-6/0.
And C triple prime.
-3, -2.
All right, good job, thank you. If anybody got their triangle somewhere over here in these quadrants, you probably rotated it counterclockwise instead. Okay, you probably rotated it counterclockwise. Everyone's all good. Last part. I told you, reading, gotta pay attention. Gotta. Because now, which triangle out of these four I have up on my graph am I asking you to transform? The original one, aren't I? Triangle ABC, reflect it through the line y equals -2. So you got to go back to the original triangle and reflect it. Not the triple prime one. I'm going back to the original. Before I do that, what the heck is y equals -2? Don't tell me it's a straight line. They're all straight. Get out of here. All right, going back, Lucas, what type of line is y equals -2?
It's a parallel to the x-axis.
Correct, a horizontal line. So everyone going through -2 is right there. So now I'm going to take the original triangle ABC, count the number of units to y equals -2, and make sure I match the number of units on the other side. Before somebody gives me the coordinates, it's not an issue here because I actually just put all the numbers on, but how many of you just have plain graph paper you use with no numbers? Almost all of you probably. So watch out for the following. I always see this every year is when kids start giving me the coordinates here, like a quadruple prime, they'll tell me it's 2, -3. Where did they get the -3 from? They start counting from the line of reflection. So make sure you always count from the origin when you give me the coordinates. And I know some of you are like, what's the big deal? Well, you don't have numbers on your graph usually, like I gave you here. So make sure you count from the origin when you're reflecting over a horizontal and vertical line. Don't start counting from the actual vertical or horizontal line. All right, A, quadruple prime. What do you got? Lucas, finish this off here.
I have a quadruple prime as 2, -5.
Yep.
I have B quadruple prime as 6, -8.
Finishing it.
And I have C quadruple prime as 8, -5.
You got it. Whew, there it is. All right, everything in a nutshell, what we did last couple days so far this unit. Any questions, comments, or concerns from you guys? Everything's out of the book again. If it says graph, you graph. It's not optional, remember. Okay? Guys, I'm going to stick with what I've been doing. If you guys at home want to go stretch, get something to drink or eat, go right ahead. I'm not going to force you to open up your book and get your homework going. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. I have no idea. I just know I didn't put on the assignment graphs are optional, so if it says the graph, I need you to graph. I'm assuming you have to. Anybody hear the big talk in the news? Thinking about canceling the geometry regents as one of the regents to cancel. Huh.
Is it just because they're worried about having kids? Like, is it cheating? Is it?
No, the problem is, Sophia, is in New York State, there's probably still about 10 to 15% of kids that haven't seen their classroom since last March yet. Like, they're not doing what we do here in the hybrid model. They're just still staying at home. So you need to be all in the same room to take the regents. There's no way they're going to do it online. So the first regents you take next year could be your last one too, because that's the last math one next year. Look at you guys.
The lack of like experience is going to reflect negatively, or do you think it's?
No, you guys will be fine. A whole year of in-person learning, hopefully starting in September. Taking the regents is not a strategy test or, it's multiple choices and just like any test you take in here.
I guess just because we haven't really had a cumulative test.
We'll be taking one in here if the regents does get canceled. I can guarantee that. We'll have a final in here.